This is part 2 to the Aleister Crowley story. We already went through his childhood, his schooling, his climbing, and Thelema. Let's get on to the rest. In 1907, he founded another organization, a magical occult order called AA, which he devoted all of his time to writing literature for and periodicals for its members. I'm going to back up to 1906 for a second. Aleister and Rose's daughter Lilith ended up dying of typhoid, and Aleister blamed Rose for this, and they ended up divorcing. Now, the bulk of his life after his divorce was just him floating from city to city, publishing occult manuscripts, using drugs, namely cocaine and heroin, and hiring sex workers, for which one of them bore him a son. Now, I should mention that he wrote poetry throughout his life, often centering on erotic themes, and the print of his first collection of poetry, called White Stains, were rumored to have been stained by Aleister himself. During World War I, he was residing in the United States, where he's contributing to the pro-German newspaper called The Fatherland. By 1920, he had moved to Sicily, where he established the Abbey of Thelema as his headquarters, and to keep it real, this was pretty much just a commune for his lovers and their children. But a few years later, a member died under mysterious circumstances after one ritual where he allegedly consumed the blood of a cat. And all of this, it disgusted Mussolini, and he banned Aleister from Italy, and he was forced to close his headquarters. Did you know that he just loved the spotlight, so much so that in 1930 he faked his own death just to see how people would react? But I digress. The closing of his headquarters didn't stop his mission at all. He actually hired an assistant to transcribe his teachings and publish his books. He was even floating in the same circles as Ian Fleming and Roald Dahl. Oh, what a life he led. Now, after exhausting his inheritance on extravagances and traveling, he ended up moving back to England in the early 1930s. His last notable achievement was the publication of the Book of Thoth in 1944, which he interpreted a new tarot deck called Thoth. On December 1st of 1947, Aleister Crowley died in poverty and obscurity in an English rooming house at the age of 72 after a bout of bronchitis. Now, his funeral was attended just by a few of his associates and closest friends, and it was dubbed the Black Mass.